My name is Steve Lawler. I'm a DJ and producer. I was still very young, like 16, and I caught hold of all the music by listening to pirate radio stations, and some older friends of mine told me where I could go. I remember going in there, and it was such a different ordeal to what normal clubs were like in England at that time. And the whole thing just blew me away, you know, the flashing lights, the sound that was coming out of the speakers, and just generally the atmosphere, the people, how crazy they were going. You know, everyone was together, everyone was feeling the same thing, everyone was facing the same way. My first gig would have been something that I did myself. I didn't have a club to play in because I was too young, and the only way that I could share the music that I loved in front of an audience was to put the parties on myself. I was a struggling DJ in the first few years of my career. You know, I earned no money, I did gigs for free, I did gigs wherever I could get them. When you perform, it's like you're in a zone, you're in a different world. I don't really feel anything else but being lost inside the music.
From the devil's house.
I love Miami, you know, I mean, to be honest with you, I think the best experience I had in Miami was the first time I ever played the old Space Terrace, which I know that a lot of people remember because people still talk to me about it. The atmosphere was so incredible that I don't even remember the tracks that I played, you know, I don't even remember what happened. And I played house music from Germany, from New York, from Detroit. I kind of play what I love. The traveling, you know, the living, constant living in hotels, the constant traveling on airplanes. I meet so many nice people. I fall in love 100 times a year, and that's really hard to cope with when I go back home into a normal life. I don't get paid to DJ, I get paid to travel. Because the moment I'm in that club, and the moment I'm in an environment where I can express my music, I'm the happiest person alive. With house music especially, it's about an experience for people. More so than rock and roll, I think, you know. It's a lifestyle. The business side of what we do, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of, you know. What I did was I employed both my brothers. I started the labels because it was a hobby for me, and really being in the position that I was in, because I can relate to being somebody that was starting out as a DJ and needed the assistance of other people. I wanted to help newcomers, you know, I wanted to push new people, new music. Increasingly in the last couple of years, music was selling more on Beatport than it would be in a record shop. In fact, record shops in Europe were closing down every week. Then I found out Universal were really interested in my ideas, and we had a meeting, and they made it possible for me to do it. You know, the kind of deal that we struck was incredibly great for me. People can go out and buy a single for 99p as opposed to £7. It's more about the future, because I really believe that in a few years it will be the only way to buy music. Music is a soundtrack to our lives. So I walk into a club, I know my first 3 discs, that's it. And then from that moment I read the room, I read the vibe, the DJ's played in front of me, how I feel. In America, for instance, in places like LA, I know that the energy in that room needs me to evolve, it needs me to program the night as an elevation. So I'll start down here and end up here.